Hello everyone and welcome to the Stitchin Post. I'm Nancy and this is Knitting with Nancy, and this will be pretty much the last video of our knit along that just took place using the Amano yarn, Samé. And here is the finished, almost finished sweater. I have not blocked it because I wanted to talk about blocking today. And I didn't finish the last sleeve because I wanted to talk about and show you how to pick up stitches to do that. Now I showed seaming before, so Trish is going to come around behind me and show you. Here are my seams up here. And again, I said I liked going back and forth like a ladder. I know some of you like to use, I can't remember the name now, sorry. It'll come to me in just a second. I just happen to like this because I like how it comes together, and once I wash it, it'll soften it up and just look like set rows of stitches. So, once you've seamed everything together, you're going to pick up around the neck and do your neck and then your arms. And a lot of you have trouble picking up stitches, so I wanted to give a little tutorial on that. I have started here picking up, because the hardest point to really pick up isn't just what I'm going to show here, but is what do you do up at your shoulder seam. So on a normal pickup, and not necessarily normal, but a standard rule of thumb is you will pick up 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, skip 1. Pick up 3, skip 1. What do I mean by that? I've picked up 3 in a row and then I've skipped 1. I couldn't pick up and skip there, but I've skipped up here. So you want to pick up and do what's going to look nice. Now, I want to come to this side. I picked up stitches all around and I really don't count. I use that pick up 3, skip 1, pick up 2, skip 1. You know, I do what's going to look nice so that when I start my knit 1, purl 1, it's going to look good. And that's what we want, the finished product to look good. Well, as I started around and counted after I'd picked them all up, I realized that I really had too many stitches. So on my first row of knit 1, purl 1, and you can't even see it, but like here, I knit 2 together. And I came up a little ways because I knew on this half I was kind of side heavy, if that makes sense. I picked up too many stitches. So 3 times I purled 2 together or knit 2 together. And then I did once back here. I wanted it to look even and I didn't want it to wave out. In other words, too many stitches, because you want it to lie nice. And the same thing on this side. When I come back later, I might realize I've picked up too many. So if you look like here, I could put these 2 together really easily, and you're never going to know that I've done that. Or these 2 even, and pull it a little tighter. You're not going to notice that on your first row of knit 1, purl 1. But it will make a difference in the overall because you don't want it to pucker out and be too big. So here we go. How do I pick up so it looks good? I pick up coming Now this is my last stitch. That stitch I use as what's called an edge stitch, and what I'm going to pick up is that bar in between. Wrap my yarn around. I use my fingers to pull it up and over so it makes a knit stitch. Now, as you can tell, because I did this straight up to the shoulder seam, it's tight up here. And by tight, I mean I've used that to seam. So I'm going to kind of take a side stitch to come in and pull it over. Again, I'm interested in what's going to look good on the finished product. Not necessarily if I'm picking the right stitch up, because in my opinion, whatever looks good is what I want. Now I can't get a bar here, so I'm going to take this top stitch and try to find something that's going to give me space to get in, and when I pull my yarn over and through, it's gonna look nice. And now I need one more at the top. And if I pick this, let's see what happens, which is right on the top. And if I pull this over, I might look at that and go, well, I don't really like how this sits now. It doesn't look pretty or good. So I'm gonna not use that stitch. So what could I do? Well, I can come before it and take this one. And now let's look if I take that and so that. And sometimes you have to come from the top through. And I missed one right here. And now when I look at it, I think, oh, that looks nicer. It's kind of lining up. So here's a bar. I'm gonna take, starting down the other side. And again, I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to stop and look at, do I like what I see? And do I like how that looks? And I think I do. So now I'm going to continue down the other side. There's that center bar, and that makes 3 across that top. So here would be the next bar, but I'm going to skip it and go here and pull it up and over. Here's 2. I'm just going to do a few more. 1 more for 3. I'm going to skip the next one and come over and start 3 again. Now, if later, as I come up and over here and I count, I think there's too many stitches, again, I can take, even though I've skipped here and I've skipped there and here, so these are my groups of 3s. If I don't think it looks good, I can always knit 2 together. So I hope that helps in picking up. Now I have one more thing when you're done. If you all have noticed, I have not blocked my garment. I do not seam my edges or block first and then seam. And the reason why is if I'm off by a row, I can fudge it in. But then I am going to use Eucalyptus. It's an all-natural product. It retails for $5.75. You only need a little bit in your kitchen sink. Make sure the kitchen sink's clean, please. No dirty dishes. Cool water. And I'm going to drop this in, cover it, and use just about a capful or a little more. And I'm going to let it soak. I let it soak anywhere, depending on how anxious I am to finish, between 5 and 15, 20 minutes. This is a no rinse product, which is why I like it. So you don't have to do a lot of rinsing. I let the water, again, cool water, I let it drain. I will gently rinse a little bit, and then I'm going to gently smush. Do not wring, do not squeeze really hard. You're going to take a big bath towel, lay it at the edge of the sink, and you're going to roll the towel and the garment together, lean on it, unroll it and roll it the other way. Lean on it, gets all the excess water off it. And for those of you on this side of the Cascades, what the best thing is about living here is stuff dries overnight. Lay it out on a flat surface. Do not overstretch it. Just pat it down again. If you do think something needs a little stretching or you want to open up these eyelets, you can. Most likely they will open on themselves once you've washed it, and let it air dry. Later, halfway through the night or the next morning, flip it if it hasn't totally dried, and there you have it. And that leads us right up to our next knit along. But I want to show you, before I close today, a new product. I'm really excited. It's not new. We've carried Knitted Wit Sock Yarn. But this is, we are part of Craft the Parks with Knitted Wit. And this is a 4-month program. The first of the month, we will come out with 4 new sock yarns or shawls, everything. It's a fingering weight yarn. So I'm going to hold one up. They retail for $35. This one is Alabadi's Flint Quarries National Monument. And each one of these represents a different national park or monument. And then you will come, when you buy it, you'll get a postcard. And if you notice on the back of this postcard, you'll get the names of the 4 colors, and we will cross off which ones you get. We're going to put a little stamp if you buy from us. And then you are eligible to send this in to Knitted Wit and get either a patch, or if you do all 16, you'll get a really nice enamel pin that they'll send you. So it's a really fun adventure over the next 4 months, and as we cross the United States throughout different parks and national monuments, and I hope you join us for that. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.